Right now, kidnapping suspect in custody. A manhunt for the Whitewater teenager is over. How officers got him.
Plus, a vote for Speaker of the House expected today. Why it's so badly needed right now and how your Wisconsin legislator plans to vote.
And it is the coldest temperature we've seen so far in Madison this fall season. We're down to 33, maybe scrape the wind chill this morning, but some warmer weather on the forecast. We'll have that coming up.
Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
I'm Chris Stanford. Kelly Slifka's got your first warn forecast. Some chilly air settling in this morning. Any frost on the pumpkins out there?
I didn't see any on the pumpkins. I saw it in the car in the parking lot, though. So, yeah, I know you lucked out that you didn't have to scrape the wind chill this morning, but a lot of folks maybe not so lucky. Looking at that temperature near freezing this morning in Madison. Now, we have had some clouds, especially in eastern Dane County. That's why temperatures are a little bit milder in Middleton and Verona. 37 in Cross Plains. A little bit more clearing to the east, down to freezing right now in Cottage Grove. Same goes for Waterloo. So a chilly morning. That's why we have the frost advisory in effect for another hour here in Madison areas to the east. We'll look at partly sunny skies, a mix of clouds and sun this morning. By the noon hour, I think we'll get into more and more sunshine, and with that westerly wind, headed into the low 60s here and maybe even into the mid 60s there in Boscobel, over to Lone Rock and Prairie du Chien. So it's going to be a warmer afternoon as we get up close to 60 this afternoon. Breezy and mild yet tomorrow, but we are looking at a chance of some showers developing in the afternoon. That'll continue right into Thursday. Temperatures today, though, warming into the lower 60s. A little bit more sunshine for the afternoon, so it should be a really nice afternoon. We'll track some of those showers for us going into tomorrow and take a look at the weekend forecast coming up.
Okay, talk to you then, Kelly. Thank you. We are covering some breaking news this morning in Sun Prairie. Police say that a man's in critical but stable condition after he was stabbed multiple times at the Walmart. Police responded to the Sun Prairie Walmart Supercenter around 10:15 last night, where they found a 36-year-old man with stab wounds. Police had a description of the suspected stabber's car, tried pulling it over, but the driver took off. He ended up leading authorities on a long chase all the way across town here towards downtown from Sun Prairie, right near Stevens Field. That's where the suspect crashed the car. Officers arrested him shortly after at East Wash and Brearley. Investigators say they don't think the suspect and victim know each other. Police say the suspect is being booked on an attempted homicide charge.
Now to an update on a story we brought you as breaking news yesterday. Police in Whitewater have a man under arrest accused of holding a woman against her will for multiple days. Authorities took 18-year-old Jefferson Guzman Rodriguez into custody yesterday, not far from Lincoln Elementary School. They'd been looking for him since Sunday. Police say Guzman Rodriguez strangled and beat the woman. Officers found him around 11 yesterday morning. They ran after him, had to use a taser on him to end the chase. News 3 spoke with a neighbor who lives across the street from where police started searching for him. He says he's relieved Guzman was caught.
Notification knowing like he was arrested, I'm like, oh, thank God. It's crazy that it was happening right on my street. Like you see things in the news like that and you're like, whoa, and then it's actually like in your backyard or like across the street, yeah.
Guzman is currently in the Walworth County Jail facing multiple charges. Those include kidnapping and false imprisonment.
A former Madison pastor is scheduled to be arraigned today. 60-year-old Robert Stein faces 2 felony charges of first-degree child sex assault. It comes after an investigation into allegations that Stein inappropriately touched kids while in his care. Court records show the mother of a young girl contacted police in April of this year after her daughter told her stories of being inappropriately touched during summer camp. Then in July, Stein lost his license to operate a child care facility through his church, Midvale Baptist, on Madison's west side. Stein could enter a plea while in court today.
Happening today, President Biden will head to Israel to show support for the country in its war against Hamas. He'll also be pushing for getting aid into Gaza.
He's coming here at a critical moment for Israel, for the region, and for the world.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken there making those comments about the upcoming trip. He's been there himself twice in less than a week. President Biden also plans to coordinate efforts to release the hostages Hamas is currently holding. Meanwhile, the United Nations says more than 1 million Palestinians have fled from northern Gaza over the past few days. This as Israel continues its airstrikes and a buildup of troops for a ground invasion. More than 4,200 people have been killed on both sides. That includes 30 Americans in Israel. Meanwhile, back home, protests on both sides take place across the country. This is happening as aid to Israel is stalled in Congress. Chanel Call reports.
We're good to be here, but it's sad to know that you're leaving very important people behind.
These American evacuees are finally back on home soil after escaping the war in Israel.
Heartbreaking. I'm leaving my husband, my children, my grandchildren.
An evacuation ship carrying American citizens left the Israeli port of Haifa yesterday, with U.S. facilitated charter flights continuing service today. But they return home to a divided America.
It's about condemning the worst crime in the last 80 years, anti-Semite, anti-the Jews, and we can't tolerate this.
By all means, condemn Hamas's war crimes, killing civilians, but don't say, okay, let's pile on more war crimes.
Dueling protests were held across the country Monday, with many calling for the U.S. to do more to help civilians caught in the crossfire.
There's no water, there's no electricity, there's no necessary medicine and help for them. It's about time that we speak up for them.
The U.S. brokering a new deal with Israel to send humanitarian aid to Gaza. But additional American support to Israel could be stalled by gridlock in Congress over a vote to elect a new speaker.
If we get this done, any supplementals that Israel may be seeking or need, we'll have the time to do that.
With the risk of escalation rising by the day, these protesters say the time for help is now. Chanel Call, CBS News.
Lawmakers pledge that a supplemental aid package for Israel will be a top priority.
To pass that package, Republicans need a House Speaker. And Ohio Representative Jim Jordan says he expects to get enough support in a vote scheduled for today. It's been 13 days now since Representative Kevin McCarthy was ousted as Speaker. The Republican conference nominated Jordan for Speaker last week. He'll have to secure the majority of the full House, though, which, because of 2 vacancies, is 217 votes. Democrats plan to vote unanimously for their minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, which means Jordan can only afford to lose 4 GOP votes.
We'll go to the floor tomorrow. It's not about pressuring anybody, just about we got to have a speaker. You can't open the House and do the work of the American people and help our dearest and closest friend Israel if you don't have a speaker.
Here is how your Wisconsin legislator plans to vote. Representatives Tom Tiffany, Brian Stile, and Scott Fitzgerald all say they will support Jordan. Meantime, Glenn Grothman, Derek Van Orden, and Mike Gallagher didn't respond to requests for comment.
At the state capitol, GOP lawmakers trying to get rid of Wisconsin's top elections official are admitting their vote to fire her has no legal standing. Legislative leaders say in documents filed last month that the move to fire Megan Wolf was, quote, symbolic and meant to show disapproval of her performance. Wolf's term expired July 1st, but she's remained in office. Attorney General Josh Kaul says Republicans don't have the authority to oust her. Wolf has been under fire now for 3 years because of false claims that former President Trump won the election in Wisconsin.
Madison's public market might be one step closer to reality. City Council planning on a vote on a resolution that would fund the market. You're taking a look at some video of the 48,000 square foot space. It's hosted a couple of events so far to show the public the possibilities it holds. It's slated for the former Fleet Services building on North 1st Street. It's expected to house at least 130 businesses. If it gets the funding it needs, it should be open sometime in 2025.
Public Health Madison-Dane County is launching a new way for people to track respiratory illnesses this season. You might remember they used to do this with COVID. Well, take a look at their new data dashboard. You'll be able to find trends by age, test results, hospitalizations, and more. This data comes from multiple sources this time. It covers COVID-19 as well as RSV, the flu, and some other viruses.
It also tries to give you a preview of what's to come. So using some of those data sources that are a little bit more predictive, it'll give a heads up, hopefully, that flu might be on its way or COVID increases might be coming.
PHMDC says it hopes the dashboard can help people make decisions based on the data it provides. If you want to find the dashboard, you can head to the Public Health Madison-Dane County website. The price of the life-saving COVID-19 medication, Paxlovid, is likely to rise next year. The antiviral drug has been free to everyone through government purchases. It's now going to move to a more traditional commercial marketplace for most patients by the end of this year. The new price, the cost before insurance, hasn't been set, though it is expected to be higher than the $530 per course price paid by the government. You, of course, would pay a copay if you have insurance. People who are on Medicare or Medicaid or who are uninsured will still be able to get Paxlovid for free.
Folks, if you can get away for a little bit this morning, the people at Habitat for Humanity of Dane County would love to see you. Habitat's hosting its annual Home at Last breakfast. It's at the Monona Terrace this morning. Registration and networking starts at 7:30. The event runs from 8 to 9. You can learn all about what Habitat does for folks in our community looking for a safe, affordable place to live. I'll be emceeing this morning. We hope to see you there.
Chris Stanford and pancakes, what more do you need?
Sign me up, right?
There you go. 6:10 coming up in sports, a major injury for the Badgers. Have you heard about this yet? How the team plans to move forward this season.
Plus, why now is the time to get your flu shot in the 608 and how we are doing our part here on News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back.
Get 50% off lists during the Big Fall Home Sale at Slumberland Furniture and one of our best finance sales of the year. Pay no interest for 3 years. Get this stylish sectional for just $7.99, up to 50% off, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Choose FlexBuy on a new 2024 Ford Edge to get 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $1,000 FlexBuy cash and $1,000 low APR cash.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues to help hardworking families attain home ownership. Habitat's financial coaching prepares families to buy and mortgage their own home, creating a brighter economic future for themselves and the community. Please donate or volunteer today.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you, and you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health, know how much you matter to this world.
The Friends of the Middleton Performing Arts Center presents Through the Years with the Kenny Rogers Band, featuring Don Gatlin. Saturday, October 21st at 7:30. Tickets available online now.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Please switch to airplane mode.
But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? Introducing Us Mode, a mode that makes our phones less distracting, so we can focus on quality time. So the notifications we get are the ones that matter. So we're never distracted from what's most important. Visit US Cellular in-store or online to set up Us Mode for free, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, built for us.
Get 50% off lists during the Big Fall Mattress Sale at Slumberland. Incredible deals like a twin mattress for just $99, or our own private brand Slumbercrest as low as $299, plus Sealy Posturepedic mattresses marked way down, only at Slumberland.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back, folks. Now's the time to get your flu shot in the 608. We're rolling up our sleeves this morning.
Yes, we are doing our part right here on News 3 Now this morning. Chris Stanford was the early bird. He actually got his already this morning, so the rest of the team is getting them. And Joanna Hubrex of Unity Point Health Meritor is joining us this morning. Joanna, good to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
This is becoming like our annual tradition here on News 3 Now this morning. It's always good to have you here.
It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we got to talk about flu shot because now really is the time, right? October's kind of this last stretch to be able to make sure you're getting the shot in the arm.
That's right. Flu season starts in November and it goes through March, so this is a perfect time to get it just because it does take 2 weeks to get full immunity.
What are you seeing so far as what the outlook is for the flu season?
You know, we don't have much detail yet. We know that it was a pretty average one down in the southern hemisphere, so we'd expect the same here, which is bad enough to have to get these vaccines, and with all the other viruses going around, being able to be protected is really important.
Yeah, a big reason why we we like to do it here on the program, is showing how easy it is. And really, it doesn't take that long to be able to get the shot.
No, not at all. You can get those at your local pharmacies, at your doctor's offices, and all those. So very easy. You'll see today how easy it is.
All right, let's do it, Joanna.
All right.
This is
Who's going
always
first?
interesting.
Yes, who
I don't
wants to be
know.
first?
Leah, what do you think?
Well, Josh gets nervous about needles,
Yes.
which is a nice note. Even if you're scared to get the shot, it is not as bad as you think it is. So why don't you go first?
I just don't like to think about it. I usually
Get
have
it
to
out of the
look
way.
away. Remember when we did this the first time, Leah, and I was just practically in tears.
He
but
was
it really is not that
holding on
bad.
to me. Yeah, he
I
was
just
very
have to look
cringing
the
a little bit.
opposite
I remember that
direction.
one.
Look at that.
That's it.
Already done.
All
Did
done.
you even feel it?
No, barely.
Did you even bleed? Yeah, you got the little.
Just a little bit.
Just the tiniest.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
You don't even need a Band-Aid.
Look at that. Nice and easy.
Yes.
Are you seeing a lot of people coming in right now for shots?
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot, and that's really great. It's good news. Keep yourself out of the hospital. Keep yourself from being very ill.
It's good to know that cases have not seen an uptick yet, so you still have time.
Yes, that's right. It has not come up yet. I know it was a little earlier of a flu season last year, so far we've been doing pretty well. We're kind of on point with our timing. And you didn't even have
Look at that.
anything.
Showing off the guns.
That's right.
Yeah,
what can
good
I
one.
say?
We all had to plan. I had to tell people because usually we have the long shirts on and it's like, all right, where's something that you can actually show off the arms today for this? And that's probably a nice little comment too for people going in to get their shot as well, making it easy for the doctors.
Exactly, and we make it happen however we need to.
I love it. All right, so now's the time. Really, that's the best advice. Get in as soon as you can.
That's right.
Very good. Joanna, thank you so much. You'll be sticking around. Kelly and Shane will be getting theirs coming up here in about a half hour.
Very great. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Feel great?
Yes.
We have all this information, everything you need to know up on channel3000.com as well. And remember, you can always let me know what inspires you in the 608. We always love your ideas, especially when we can do it live right here on News 3 Now this morning. You can reach out either on social media or email.
All right, Kelly, get ready. Roll up the sleeves. You're next, buddy.
Yeah, I guess I am next. A little bit worried about that. No, I mean, I've had plenty of shots. It's no big deal. What is a big deal this morning is the cold temperatures. Need to bundle up, and you may have to scrape the windshield this morning. Actually, the coldest temperature we've had so far, and kind of a neat shot. Our sky cam overlooking Madison. You can see the sun coming up below. You're seeing some of that fog, some of that low-level moisture kind of creating a little bit of fog, and obviously that moisture is creating a little bit of frost this morning as well. But actually, it's going to turn out to be a really nice day. We will have some clouds roll through this morning, but we are expecting some sun this afternoon, getting up to 61. Actually above average for a change. The average now at 59. The sun will be coming up at 7:13. What a beautiful shot of the Blue Mounds. Thanks to Peggy for sending in this photo. And if you'd like to send your photo to us, and we would love to put these on air. We're getting into obviously the fall colors, Halloween season. We'd love to put those photos on air. Just send it to firstwarn@WISC-TV.com, or you could use our First Warn weather app and easily give us that photo. All right, 33 right now in Madison, 32 in Cottage Grove. It is a little bit milder to the west, and that's because of some of this cloud cover. It's kind of randomly moving across southern Wisconsin. We have a storm system that's going to move in tonight, tomorrow. It initially will bring us some milder weather, so it will not be frosty tomorrow morning, but it will be breezy. That's the system that's going to pass just to our north and bring us some scattered showers. Not like what we saw last week, but we are expecting some scattered showers. In fact, rainfall amounts look to be fairly minor, a tenth to maybe a quarter of an inch at best for southern Wisconsin, so we're not looking at real heavy rainfall, but it will be with us for a couple of days. Today should be a nice afternoon as we get up close to 60 with sunshine. Scattered showers develop tomorrow afternoon, not all day, and continuing into Thursday. Once again, not all day. It will be cool but dry this weekend with highs in the low to mid 50s. 33 right now in Madison, 34 in Mineral Point, 32 in Janesville, 41 in Monroe. We're expecting highs in the lower 60s, maybe even the mid 60s out to the west today. So as we start tomorrow, some clouds in the morning. It won't be as chilly. We'll be in the 40s, a little bit of a breeze. And I think most of the morning, even in the early afternoon, will be dry. 3, 4, 5 o'clock, that looks to be the best chance of seeing some of these showers roll through Madison, Janesville, eventually Juneau and Watertown. And then we'll get a little bit of a break, it looks like Wednesday evening. First Warn forecast brings in that chance of showers tomorrow evening, and then another chance on Thursday. Not all day rains by any means. We do cool down, but dry weather for the weekend.
Early Early yesterday morning, Luke Fickell confirmed the worst. In Saturday's loss to Iowa, Wisconsin starting quarterback Tanner Mordecai broke his throwing hand and received surgery on it and got a pin in it on Sunday. There is no timetable for the sixth-year senior's return. He was replaced in the second half by redshirt freshman Braden Locke. Locke set the Texas 6A touchdowns record in high school and saw his first collegiate action against Iowa on Saturday. Heading into Illinois and the rest of the season, Locke is Fickell's guy.
But I'll be honest with you, he's got a great head on his shoulders. I mean, there's nobody that's in this building more than him. Maybe Tanner be the only other one that pushes the envelope to got to kick him out of here. But we feel really good about his ability to execute, do a lot of the things that we have done. But everybody has their strengths, and we'll have to play a little bit more in some of those ways towards what we feel like he can do best.
Wisconsin volleyball is off to their best start in program history at 17-0, and they've won 27 straight sets. But starting this week, they'll get their chance to see what they're truly made of. As Kelly Sheffield points out, they haven't played their toughest conference foes yet, but 4 of their next 5 matchups are against ranked opponents, starting this week with number 22 Ohio State and number 2 Nebraska.
We're trying to play good volleyball no matter who we're playing against, but there's also an awareness that I think we've played one Big Ten team up to this point that has a winning record. We're about ready to get some people that have won a little bit more out in front of us, and some of those will be on the road where it's a little bit tougher to play. And so I think we'll probably learn a little bit more about ourselves here coming up.
That's your morning sports fix. Have a terrific Tuesday.
Thank you, Andrew. Hey, still ahead is the end of an era. What one major retailer is getting rid of after the holidays.
And a look at your gas prices here in Dane County and across the state. Stay with us, folks. We're back after this.
The Packers battle the Denver Broncos Sunday at 3:25.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
Elevate your savings at the Century House. Right now, buy stressless recliners, sofas, and office chairs and earn up to $1,500 credit toward the purchase of additional stressless furniture. Or receive $400 off the purchase of any stressless signature base or cross-base recliner and ottoman. Don't wait. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Are you tired of living with that awful joint pain in your knees, hips, back, and shoulder? Ready to get your life back? Call QC Kinetics now, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. These non-invasive treatments harness your body's own healing power to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. No drugs, no downtime, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation. Learn how all-natural advanced regenerative medicine can bring you lasting relief. QC Kinetics.
For over 6 decades, Blaine's Farm & Fleet's Toyland has made wishes come true for everyone. Now through Wednesday, we're celebrating with great gifts at great prices throughout the store. Like women's Alfred Dunner fashion collections, half price. Half off a Presto Pizza Pizzazz, $44.99. And this Fisher-Price tractor gift set, $29.99. Rewards members save an extra $3. Plus, donate new unwrapped toys to Kids Helping Kids, and we'll match gifts up to $250,000. Blaine's Farm & Fleet's Toyland, where wishes come true for everyone.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
From Lincoln Center Theater that brought you The King and I and South Pacific comes a sumptuous new revival of the most perfect musical of all time, My Fair Lady. The New York Times calls it thrilling, glorious, and better than it ever was. Bartlett Shear's glowing production is enthralling. Don't miss the smashing, jubilant Lincoln Center Theater production of My Fair Lady.
At Overture Center, November 21st through 26th. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
Welcome back. Kevin Charles Grunberg with a peek at my favorite morning, that's for sure. Let's go, little nappers. I like it.
Yeah, wonderful shot, Kevin.
I was trying to think, okay, now we talk about birds. What kind of cows are those?
Oh, no.
We need a cow book.
Something I should know for as long as I've lived in this state.
That gray one might be a Jersey. I should know these things, and I don't.
Oh, boy.
Holstein,
we got
the black
some
and white one. Jersey, and what's the other one?
I was thinking of Jersey.
I
should know this. I should know this. I remember this from 4-H.
Brown cow?
It's a brown cow. Okay, we are going to move on now.
You two done over there?
Thanks for calling out these 3 Wisconsinites who don't know their cows. Make sure you use the hashtag MyNews3Morning when you post your pictures.
Well, trending this morning, Best Buy is getting rid of DVDs. No more DVDs and Blu-rays after the holidays. Yeah, it's a kind of a sign of the times, right?
Did you ever throw yours out, the DVDs?
Oh, no, of course not. They're still in a big
Mine sat in a bag forever. I'm like moving all the time. I'm just throwing these things out, yeah.
Yeah, raise your hand out there if you've got a bin of DVDs in your basement like we do.
Can't part with.
Yeah. Hey, they're worth something.
They probably will be.
They're still worth something.
For me, it's high school T-shirts and CDs. I have those in my car. I cannot get rid of CDs.
There you go. So get them before they're gone, folks. Maybe they're still going to keep the big discount bins, though, right?
Maybe they'll be worth money for after a while.
I did get rid of my VHS tapes a while ago, so.
Hate to see you go. We're back right after this.
The fog.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Protect yourself, your family, and your community against the flu this season. And get your flu shot at Hy-Vee. Plus, earn a 20-cent fuel saver when you get your flu shot. Visit your local Hy-Vee pharmacy and protect yourself today. Some restrictions apply.
The Madison Club. Elegance reimagined. Excellence redefined. Amazing cuisine. Iconic spaces. Join the Madison Club. Featuring premier event venues, stunning lake views, with golf and travel club privileges worldwide. New member specials available.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
Exciting news. US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro with a stunning titanium design and the best iPhone camera yet. The thing that I love...
Beautiful. Now let's cue the music. Green screen and action.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Come on, man. It's titanium.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Cut. Love it.
That felt good.
Now you can get the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium on us. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Get insulin for as low as $35 at Hy-Vee Pharmacy. That's right. Manage your diabetes for less with insulin for as low as $35 per month. Visit Hy-Vee.com to learn more.
Right now, the president planning to take a trip to Israel, what he's asking for both sides.
Plus, a surprising twist in the political fight over child care funding. After all the back and forth, the governor now says he has a simple solution.
And here's your first look outside this morning. A little bit of fog above the Capitol. You might also be waking up to some frost on your windshield, Kelly.
Yeah, with all that moisture in the air and then the temperatures near freezing, that is producing that frost, so you may have to scrape the windshield. This is in effect until 7 o'clock this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm Chris Stanford.
Were you thinking about that?
I had to think for a second.
What day is it? It's Tuesday. Thanks for joining us, folks, for News 3 Now this morning. We're going to keep it Tuesday all day long. Weather's going to change, though. It's cold this morning. We're hoping for some nice weather to come this afternoon.
Yeah, the afternoon actually looks really nice. Kind of like yesterday, but actually a little bit warmer than what we had yesterday. We just have to deal with the frost this morning. You saw our sky cam showing that fog that's been developing near the Capitol, some of those low-lying locations. That will likely freeze on contact because of the cold temperatures. In fact, it's actually the coldest temperature we've had so far this season in Madison. We're down to 33, 32 in Cottage Grove, Stoughton at 33. We've had some of those clouds and some of that fog to the west, and that's why temperatures are up a little bit. Middleton at 37, Verona 37, 39 in Cross Plains. A little bit of cloud cover this morning, but as we get toward the noon hour, I'm calling for a partly to mostly sunny sky. Winds are out of the west. That'll bring in some drier air, and when we get that westerly wind, that allows us to warm up. So I'm expecting low 60s in Madison, upper 50s to the east, mid-60s out there in Boscobel, Platteville, and also Lone Rock going into the afternoon. So it's going to be a nice afternoon. Just have to get through some of the frost and fog this morning. Temperatures near 60, breezy and mild tomorrow. We are looking at some scattered showers, but plenty of dry periods right through Thursday, and then cooler weather by Friday into the upcoming weekend. So temperatures this morning in the 30s, and we will see some clouds this morning. More sunshine as the afternoon wears on as we top out in the lower 60s. Talk more about the storm system tomorrow and time out some of that rain coming up.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. We're following breaking news out of Sun Prairie this morning. Police say a man is in critical but stable condition after he was stabbed multiple times at a Walmart. Police got the call around 10:30 last night for a 36-year-old with stab wounds. Officers had a description of the suspected stabber's car. They tried to pull him over, but the man drove off. He led multiple agencies on a high-speed chase. He ultimately crashed into somebody else's car miles away on the Near East side of Madison at the intersections of Brearley and East Washington. Officers say they don't think the suspect and victim knew each other. The suspect now facing charges of attempted homicide. Now, we push the details of breaking news stories like these out via our News 3 Now mobile app. That's where you can stay up to date on all of your local news headlines.
This morning, we're also following breaking news across the globe. We are keeping our eye on Israeli Defense Forces preparing for a ground offensive on the border of Gaza. This is people in southern Gaza say Israeli airstrikes have recently killed dozens. It was just days ago the IDF told more than 1 million civilians in northern Gaza that they needed to evacuate south to seek refuge. And this comes just one day ahead of President Biden's visit to Israel. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says Biden is making the trip to reaffirm that the United States stands in solidarity with Israel. Blinken also announced Israel and the U.S. are working together on a plan to allow humanitarian aid into Gaza to reach civilians.
Back in the U.S., dozens of people in Illinois are honoring the life of the 6-year-old boy who police say was the victim of a hate crime. He was stabbed to death for being Palestinian and Muslim. In the wake of his death, Muslim, Arab, and Palestinian communities are concerned about the potential for an uptick in violence. Arman Rahman looks into how people in Madison are reacting.
The environment of fear and hate is out there, and because of this, people are reacting.
Masood Akhtar says he's still feeling for the family of Wadia Al-Fayumi.
That how someone can kill and brutally kill a 6-year-old son simply because he was a Muslim and he was a Palestinian.
Investigators in Plainfield, Illinois say the alleged killer targeted the boy and his mother due to them being Muslim and the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Akhtar saw Islamophobic violence spike after the 9/11 terrorist attacks.
Well, it's always the case when something happens.
Just like then, he says elected officials have to recognize how important and volatile public discourse can be.
The life of a Palestinian Muslim should be treated as equal to life of a Jewish person. If we don't work together in a nonpartisan way, I'm just very concerned that things are not going to be better.
He also calls for more education and cross-cultural relationships.
We need to get out and tell people at all levels, starting middle schools and high schools, about this conflict in Palestine and Israel, about the history of what's happening.
While there have been no credible threats in the U.S., law enforcement has increased patrols in major cities amid fears of anti-Semitic and Islamophobic violence. In Rock County, the sheriff's office is preparing to train local faith leaders in November.
Because of recent terrorist events in houses of worship and how to protect places of worship.
County and U.S. Homeland Security officials will teach how to understand and deter threats, investigate hate crimes, and learn about resources and grants to improve safety. But they say something we can all do right now.
I would say that the best that we can do is learn from each other, have an open dialogue and an open conversation to learn who we are and what we practice and why we practice it.
Arman Rahman reporting for us. The Protecting of Worship training in Rock County will take place on November 29th. You can register online. It is free to attend.
Happening today, a man accused of physically and sexually assaulting a UW-Madison student will be in court. 26-year-old Brandon Thompson will be arraigned today. His charges will be formally read to him, and he could enter a plea. Thompson is facing charges for strangling, beating, and sexually assaulting a UW-Madison student in her 20s in September. He's currently in the Dane County Jail, where he's being held on $1 million bond.
The victim of that attack is still recovering. The RCC Sexual Violence Resource Center has set up a fundraiser to help her family cover some of the costs of that recovery. They're looking to reach $100,000, a rate around $70,000 right now. If you'd like to help, you can head to this story on channel3000.com to find the link to the GoFundMe.
The man who brought guns to the Capitol asking to speak with Governor Evers will be in court on Thursday. 43-year-old Joshua Plesnick is charged with a misdemeanor for carrying a firearm into a public building. Police arrested Plesnick October 4th for carrying a handgun inside the Capitol. He then posted bail and came back to the Capitol building, this time with a rifle. The governor was not at the Capitol either time.
An update on the fight for child care funding at the state Capitol. Governor Evers says he will use newly discovered federal money to keep the pandemic-era Child Care Counts program running. The Evers administration says it'll use $170 million of federal relief funds that he just found to keep the program through June 2025. He called Republicans' unwillingness to extend the program with state dollars unconscionable. Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu accused Evers of playing political games when he could have funded the program at any moment.
Staying at the Capitol, the group of Democratic voters looking to undo Republican-drawn legislative maps are asking the Supreme Court now to create new maps by March. That deadline would mean all 132 lawmakers be up for election next year in newly drawn districts. The current maps are about 12 years old. The Republican-controlled legislature made them back then, which then gave the party an advantage in elections.
All right, 6:37. Let's check in with Kelly Slifka.
Yeah, good morning. We are looking at some fog and reducing visibilities this morning. Also dealing with some cold temperatures, producing some frost. Warmer weather this afternoon. We'll have the first warm forecast coming up.
Plus, why now's the time to get your flu shot in the 608 and how we're doing our part here on News 3 Now this morning. We're back after this.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
The fresh timer starts the minute a tomato gets picked. That's why at Pick and Save, we shorten the time from harvest to home. So no matter how you shop, you'll have more time to enjoy your fresh produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday! Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $10.99, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Choose FlexBuy on a new Ford Bronco Sport and get 3.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $500 FlexBuy cash only at your local Ford dealer.
Transform your home with a new garage door from Ideal Door at Menards. We have more than 1,000 different style and color options to choose from and a wide variety in stock today. Get this 9x7 steel-backed insulated garage door for only $499.99 after rebate. Complete your project with a Chamberlain garage door opener. This belt drive model is ultra quiet and comes with built-in Wi-Fi, allowing you to control your garage door from anywhere. Get it today for $169.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Who's always behind the scenes helping make safe, regulated childcare possible in Wisconsin? DCF. We're your trusted source in support of quality childcare. Learn more at qualitychildcare.wi.gov.
At Pick and Save, everyone wins when it comes to savings because you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards on pickup or delivery as you do in store. So no matter how you shop, everyone saves big. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We do the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
Thursday at 10. COVID infections are on the rise, and what goes down here is helping experts track it.
Wastewater actually tells us a really great story.
I'm taking you behind the scenes for a fascinating look at how scientists track COVID in our wastewater.
What does that mean in terms of prevalence in the community?
We'll learn why this public health partnership is a vital tool in tracking the spread of COVID-19. The Signal in the Sewer, Thursday on News 3 Now at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. Here's a cool event for your family. You can unleash your kids' curiosity this week during the 13th Wisconsin Science Festival. It runs through Sunday with events in more than 50 counties throughout the state, so it's across Wisconsin. Every day there are multiple events the whole family can enjoy, either in person or online. The festival's goal is to give people of all ages the opportunity to learn something new in different areas of science.
Anybody can be a scientist. Science is everywhere and all around us and is happening all the time. And you're never too old to learn something new, and you're never too young to teach something as well. So we really try and embrace that.
The biggest event will happen Thursday night. It's a culmination of the science fair down on the square in downtown Madison. It runs from 5 until 9. You can find more information at wisconsinsciencefest.org.
Last night was a night to celebrate the best of Madison. Madison Magazine put on its Best of Madison Taste Party at the Edgewater. It was a retro theme from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Some of the winners from the Readers' Poll gave out food and drink samples. Looks like a good time.
Yeah, you missed a couple drink specials there, Stanford.
Looks like it.
Okay, around the state, Fond du Lac County man has a very specific passion, growing giant pumpkins. Tom Monsmith grows the giant gourds at his patch. He's been gardening since he was a kid, so he's had plenty of practice here. For the past 7 years, he's been growing these 1,000-pound pumpkins. They're actually competitive. This year, he's hoping he's finally grown the state record breaker, but he says the biggest payoff is making people happy.
When people see something this big, you know, it kind of makes their jaw drop and their eyes and mouths drop. They're just like, is it real?
Okay, you can get a look at Tom's pumpkin at the Stillwater Festival in Minnesota for an official weigh-in. Wisconsin's giant pumpkin record is 2,283 pounds. He thinks he beat it. Hard to tell just looking at it. Just looks massive to me.
It does. When they're that big, they all look, just ignore, they all look like record breakers, don't they?
You deserve a prize, sir, regardless.
All right, hey, Kelly is out on the patio. We got some pumpkins out there. Any frost on those pumpkins this morning?
You know, I was just looking at them. Ours are nowhere near as big as that thing, but we've got some pretty cool looking gourds back here, that is for sure. No frost on the pumpkin this morning, but you'll probably see some frost on the windshield this morning, and also some fog. We've got the moisture in the air with temperatures near freezing, likely to be freezing on the windshield. We've got visibilities down to 3 miles in Madison, down to a quarter mile in Lone Rock, and also Boscobel over to Prairie du Chien, right along the Wisconsin River Valley. But even in Mineral Point, it's down to 3/4 mile visibility and a quarter mile in Janesville. Frost advisory in effect for another half hour or so, but this frost may linger a little bit longer now that we do have the low clouds that have developed. The sun is just not as strong as what it would be a couple months ago. But with the fall colors, you can see that across much of central Wisconsin, we're at 50 to about 80% across central areas of the state. Here in Madison, still under 50%. Northern Wisconsin, most of it peaking, if not past peak. So if you want to check out the fall colors, this weekend will probably be the weekend to do it, especially areas to the north, once you get north of the Dells. We do have some rain in our forecast over the next couple days. Not today, but as we go through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and Thursday. Another Pacific Northwest storm. Got to remember, last week we had the same one in the same position, but this one's going to track to our north. That'll put us in line for some showers, but not the widespread rain that we had developed late last week with 1 to 3 inches of rain. We're expecting a lot less than that. In fact, actually, as we take a look at the potential rainfall, maybe upwards of 1/4 of an inch. I think a lot of it will be less than that. So we are looking at some nice conditions today. After we get through the fog, the frost this morning, we'll get back into some sunshine this afternoon, up to 60 degrees. Some locations maybe even a little bit warmer. We are looking at mild conditions tomorrow, but also some scattered showers developing in the afternoon, and that chance of showers will continue into Thursday. Plenty of dry periods, but we'll have to dodge some rain both of those days. It should be dry this weekend, but on the cooler side with low to mid 50s. We're down to 31, so we've actually dropped below freezing now in Madison, so some of that fog may be freezing on contact. 34 in Janesville, 31 in Watertown. You can see 31 in Cottage Grove, 33 in Sun Prairie, 37 in Middleton, and 34 currently in Mount Horeb. So some frosty conditions this morning, and we're expecting temperatures generally in the low, maybe the mid-60s, especially areas to the west. So we'll look at clouds tomorrow morning. So as we start tomorrow morning, it's not going to be the frosty conditions we have this morning. It'll be quite a bit milder. We'll be in the mid to upper 40s starting out our Wednesday. By the noon hour, we're up close to 60 and should be generally dry tomorrow afternoon, but we're watching those showers spread in from La Crosse over toward Platteville as we go through the afternoon hours, then toward Madison, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, right through the rush hour into the early evening. So up until about sunset, we'll have some showers pass through. Can't rule out a spotty shower later in the evening, but a lot of that will be coming in primarily in that time frame from about 3, 4 o'clock up until about 7 o'clock. Our first warning forecast brings in that chance of showers again on Thursday. Maybe a shower Friday, but the general trend is for some drier weather toward the end of the week. Going into the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday might be able to take advantage of some of that fall color. High temperatures in the low to mid 50s.
Kelly, thank you. 6:46 is your time right now, and now is the time to get your flu shot in the 608. This morning, we're doing our part right here on News 3 Now. This morning, Joanna Hubrechts of Unity Point Health Meritor is joining us. Joanna, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hey, yeah, good to have you back. All right, so me and Leah got ours last segment. Now Shane is getting his. Kelly's going to be making his way in from the patio to get his as well.
Let's do it.
So, Joanna, now is really the time to get your flu shot, especially this month.
It sure is. It takes about 2 weeks to get full immunity. Flu season's upon us. Flu season, among other viral seasons, start in November and through March.
Okay, all right. So Shane, you got your sleeve rolled up already. Kelly's gonna make his way onto the couch. This is always the tough part. Us on TV, it's like we got to kind of strip down to like a T-shirt. So
my Boney Bear shirt.
A quick change. Of course, like Shane, we're just gonna cover that up. He's sporting like the Marquette shirt here.
Got a little blue on there. And you don't even need a Band-Aid.
Oh my gosh, are you done already?
Done already.
Look at that.
Easy.
All right, I've been told I'm a bleeder, so just so you know.
Well, I do have my gauze there just in case.
Just in case.
It should be good.
I mean, really, this is our opportunity just to show people, Joanna, how easy it is. I mean, this takes just seconds out of your day.
Seconds. Yeah, these needles are teeny tiny. It takes no time, barely even.
If you just go la 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 la.
You just can't look. You can't look at the needle. Did you even feel it, Shane?
I mean, no, I don't. That doesn't really bother me, but for folks that it does, just look the other way. It's over before you know it.
As long as you like distract yourself, I always
No
like
bleeding.
when they are like just talking to you through it. Look at that.
That's right.
Look at that.
Easy. What happened? Nothing.
So again, really, you want to try to get this before November.
Yeah, I would really love you to start having that now, but if you're going to get it after that, is completely fine too. You have through March to actually get sick, and so we want to keep people from being in the hospital and being severely ill, and so this is the best way to do that.
Have you seen a lot of folks coming in already for theirs?
Oh, absolutely, tons. So yes, it's definitely a great time. We have very good stock of flu vaccines, so do get that as soon as possible.
All right, well, nice job, guys. We did it.
Thank you. Thank you.
News 3 Now this morning doing our part.
Appreciate
Joanna,
it.
thank you again. Our nice annual tradition here.
It's my pleasure.
You can find more information up on channel3000.com right now. And remember, you can always let me know what inspires you in this.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
Lately, we've all had to do more with less. At Chevy, we just want you to do more. So we continue to make affordable vehicles like high-tech SUVs, our most capable trucks, and the most affordable EV in America. It's how Chevy helps you do more for less. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $299 a month. Or get 2.9% financing on all 2024 Equinox models when you purchase.
Anybody that knows me here knows that I'm always focused on the customer first. I want to make sure that we don't have to worry about this door next year, the year after that. I'm not an actor at all. Here at Precision, we're here for you.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Welcome back to Sam's Hot Takes. What's hot now? Spectrum One Stream. It's internet, unlimited mobile, advanced Wi-Fi, and this Xumo Streambox free with Spectrum TV. It makes searching for shows and movies across live TV and streaming apps easy. It's streaming simplified.
Get internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Plus add Spectrum TV and get a free Xumo Streambox for 12 months. Call 833-788-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or stop by a Spectrum store today.
From Lincoln Center Theater that brought you The King and I and South Pacific comes a sumptuous new revival of the most perfect musical of all time, My Fair Lady.
At Overture Center, November 21st through 26th. Tickets at overture.org.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable, rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com calls Honda the best value brand. Car and Driver calls Honda the winningest brand in 10 best history. But we like ruggability, and you'll like the incredifantabulous deals, so see your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
Rediscover life without pain. SSM Health Orthopedics.
6:52, time for the morning sprint.
Breaking news this morning, a Sun Prairie man is facing charges of attempted homicide and a stabbing attack. It happened last night at the Sun Prairie Walmart Supercenter. The suspect took police on a chase all the way to Madison's Near East Side. It ended in a crash.
Right now, the Israel Defense Force is on the border of Gaza preparing for a ground offensive. This is reports of multiple people killed by IDF airstrikes in southern Gaza. The IDF had previously told the United Nations and civilians in northern Gaza to head south to seek refuge from such airstrikes.
President Biden will be making a trip to Israel tomorrow. It's to show support for the country and to push for humanitarian aid for Palestinians. He also plans to coordinate efforts to save hostages that Hamas is holding. The number of those killed on both sides is at 4,200 this morning, including several dozen Americans.
At the U.S. Capitol today, lawmakers will hold a vote to pick a new Speaker of the House. The current Republican nominee, Representative Jim Jordan. Jordan spent Monday convincing skeptical, less conservative Republicans to support him. Jordan can only afford to lose 4 votes from members of his own party.
Police are investigating a break-in at an East Side church this morning. It happened along East Washington Avenue. Witnesses say they saw somebody punch through the church's doors. Officers looked through the building but didn't find anyone. The church itself does have some damage.
A Whitewater man accused of holding a woman against her will for multiple days is in custody this morning. Police arrested 18-year-old Jefferson Guzman Rodriguez Monday. Police say that Rodriguez resisted arrest and police had to tase him. He's facing charges including kidnapping, false imprisonment, strangulation, and resisting.
The man who brought guns to the state capitol twice this month and asked to see Governor Evers will be back in court this week. 43-year-old Joshua Plesnick is charged with a misdemeanor for carrying a firearm in a public building. Police arrested Plesnick on October 4th when he brought a handgun into the Capitol. Then he posted bail and returned back to the building, this time with a rifle. The governor wasn't at the Capitol at the time.
Governor Evers says that he'll use newly discovered federal money to keep that pandemic-era child care counts program running. His administration says it'll use $170 million of federal relief funds to keep that program going through June of 2025. Evers says this is a temporary measure and is urging the state legislature now to make deeper investments.
Madison's Common Council will vote tonight on a resolution to fund the city's public market. If it gets the funding it needs, it could open sometime in 2025. If approved, the project would put the market in the former Fleet Services building on North 1st Street. It'll be able to house at least 130 businesses.
A man who killed 2 Swedish soccer fans in the streets of Brussels is dead this morning after police shot him. Officers had to evacuate Belgium's national stadium after the man shot 3 people. The Prime Minister of Belgium is calling the shooting a brutal terrorist attack.
It'll be noisy near Truex Field for the next couple days. Pilots with Wisconsin Air National Guard will continue training flights in the Madison area this week. You might see or hear F-35s taking off and landing roughly until 8:30 Wednesday and tonight.
All right, 5 minutes away from 7 o'clock. Sun officially not up yet, but we are getting a glimpse of some of the fog that's near the ground. You can actually see some contrails from some planes up to the up on the upper horizon there. This fog is reducing visibilities this morning. We're down to 1.25 miles at Madison near zero in Janesville, over to Juneau, 1/4 mile along the Wisconsin River Valley as well. So watch out for the fog and then the frost. We actually were down to 31 last hour. We're at 32 right now in Madison. So the coldest morning we've had so far. 31 in Watertown. This is likely creating some of that frost. So as you plan your morning, count on some frosty conditions this morning. Allow some extra time with that frost and also the fog this morning. But all in all, it should turn out to be a beautiful afternoon. Get through some clouds. We'll get into the low 60s today. Tomorrow, some changes come our way as we will see some clouds, some winds picking up out of the south. And most of the morning into the early afternoon should be dry. Probably 3, 4 o'clock. We'll have a chance of some scattered showers rolling through the Madison area. Temperatures do back off a little bit. Still a chance of showers Thursday. And dry for the weekend, looking at low to mid 50s. Morning lows chilly, but not too bad for the afternoon, Saturday and Sunday.
Chilly morning, but boy, that fog makes for a beautiful sunrise.
Beautiful sunrise, just reducing visibilities.
A little bit.
A news and weather update in 30 minutes.